that bring back some good memory, Carmen.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Welcome everyone back to our Ga Sai one-on-one, Ga Sai一對一. This week, our guest is the overall coordinator of Ga Sai 2014, right, Carmen?
Yep, 2014.
Welcome.
Thank you.
For you, when was the first time that you take ownership of your faith?
I was more or less raised as a cradle Catholic. I was baptized when I was 4. And since then, I always went to church on Sundays. I was involved at choir and also serving at church. But I was just, living more or less like a Sunday Catholic. The first time I guess I really took ownership of my faith was after my first Ga Sai, which was in 2007, in the summer before I started university. That camp was a life-changing experience for me because I got to meet other people. It's hard to explain it, but people in my generation who immigrated to Canada when they were in elementary school, pretty much. So we are all we're part Chinese for sure. We're also part Caucasian in a sense because we more or less grew up in Canada. At Ga Sai, I met a lot of people who were just like me, and that was the first time that happened. And I thought that was, oh wow, that was really cool. After meeting some friends at Ga Sai, we kept in touch when I started university at UBC. They led me to CATSO, they led me to St. Mark's and other groups like CCO at UBC. My first encounter, I say somewhere, like it wasn't a moment, but it was a gradual process in my first year of university. One thing that stuck out to me from my first year was going to daily mass every day. And that was something that I continued to do during the 4 years while I was at UBC. Every day, mass would be around noon at St. Mark's. Every day, there was a part of my day that I could stop what I was doing and spend time with God and other people that I went to mass with daily. And slowly over time, I felt like I encountered God more during the day and also back home in my parish community.
Yeah, yeah. So what
And
attracts you to keep coming back every year?
the sense of community, for sure. Because growing up, I lived in North Van. And so I didn't get to see my Ga Sai friends from CMCC or SFX very often. But the 4 days and 3 nights at Ga Sai every year, that was my chance to catch up with everyone. And that's what kept me going back every year to see the friends that I've made in the past and also look forward to meeting new friends too
Okay,
every year at camp.
okay.
Yeah.
And then it is from meeting all these friends that at the same time you strengthen your faith.
Oh, for sure. And that has definitely gone beyond Ga Sai because with family and a baby now, I have even less time really to catch up with everyone. But because of Ga Sai, I've made a really strong group of friends. And over the last year and a half, we actually started our own small group. Um,
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice.
there's 7 of us, so we meet every month. We do a spiritual activity, and then we have a meal together, and then sometimes we have a fun activity at the end. This is kind of like my mini Ga Sai retreat once a month that we've been keeping up. Even through COVID, we try to meet up on Zoom whenever we can.
Oh, that is so good. So it's kind of like the community that you have been extended right now in a
Definitely, and they're
different,
all
yeah, in a
people
different way.
like my age, right? Because people around my age, same stage in life, some with families, some not. But it's so nice having that sense of community and to have people to walk with me and to help me build my faith, to walk with me through this journey, even outside of the time we have at Ga Sai.
We talked about at school, at university, that you choose to live out your Catholic faith a lot more deeper than before. And how does it help you to graduate and choose your career then?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because when I was in university, my first degree was in science. I always thought I wanted to be a doctor growing up.
Mm-hmm.
After I studied for 4 years, I applied to medical school. That was the summer of 2012. That's when I got on the waiting list for UBC Medical School.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, that summer I went back to Hong Kong for 3 months. And I was able to have some volunteering opportunities where I worked with doctors, nurses, physios, and a lot of different allied health professions.
Mm-hmm.
And that summer was really interesting because I had gone back to Hong Kong thinking I was going to come back to do medical school. But then when I was in Hong Kong, I worked with some nurses in the community, and I loved the work that they did. It was so special because they got to spend so much time looking after the people they work with. I think being a doctor is an excellent career choice. The only thing I wish I had more was that time you could spend with people because doctors are so busy, right? They only see their patients for, 5, 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
if they have time that day. But whereas for nurses, that is their job. They
Yeah.
like right now, I work 2 days, 2 nights every set. So
Mm-hmm.
by the end, I've spent 48 hours with a person.
Yeah.
Especially where I work, the people are very sick there. They probably would rather be anywhere but in the hospital, especially during COVID. And so a lot of people are in the hospital during the most difficult time of their lives, I
Mm-hmm.
think, for them and their families. And to be able to walk with them, to ease their sufferings a little bit during that time I find that very meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during COVID these days, families can't even visit their loved ones.
Yeah.
So imagine going to the hospital and patients on my floor, they get transplants. So it's a life-changing surgery. And for that, during that whole journey, their family can't be with them. That's really hard.
Yeah.
As a nurse, I have the privilege of spending time with these people every day to learn about them and to walk with them during their time of suffering. And that's kind of what made me choose this career.
Was
Yeah.
it a very difficult decision?
It was, again, because I always had my mind set on being a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But, the last 6 years have taught me that nursing is the right career for me,
Okay.
just because you have you have an opportunity every time you work to walk with people
Yep.
during their suffering. And I don't think there's too many careers out there where you get to do that.
Mm-hmm. These patients, it's going through a very difficult time in their life. How would you put your faith in action in those moments?
One thing is, people often come to the medical system expecting to be cured of whatever disease that they have. But the reality is there's a lot of things that can't be cured,
Mm-hmm.
right? Medicine is not at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are too sick, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good quality of life and live a happy life. I
Okay.
think that's how I live out my faith. People have been dealt bad hands cards sometimes, and they go through a lot of suffering, but that doesn't mean they can't have joy in their lives. One way I live out my faith is try to bring some joy to them in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of their suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And many times they help me to see the happiness in my life as well.
So make you be more thankful?
More thankful, more grateful for health, for sure. And also, especially this year during COVID, we definitely have learned that people are not missing the material things, right? They are missing time that they can spend with their family, their
Yes.
friends, the conversations. It's put into perspective what is important.
You talk about the privilege to serve, you talk about bringing joy to other people. So now you got a new stage, a new role in your life as a
Yes.
mother. And
Yes.
congratulations that you have given birth to Joyce, your first daughter. Do you see how this changed, like picking up a new role as a mother and adjusting to this motherhood kind of vocation? How can you continue with bringing the joy to your family and still having the privilege to serve?
Oh, it's a big transition. It has been a big transition for sure. Every day is a new day with, there are challenges every day. There are also many blessings and moments of happiness every day. The thing that amazes me is the baby changes every day. She's growing every day. She's doing things differently today that she didn't do yesterday. What motherhood has really taught me is to slow down, enjoy the moments, because I'm a very type A person. I like to have my lists and I like to have my schedules and structure to my day. But
Mm-hmm.
all that has gone out the window with a baby. She eats when she wants, she sleeps when she wants. It's really not up to me as much as I try to make it
Mm-hmm.
into a
Mm-hmm.
routine. So to stop, enjoy the moments, because once they're gone, they're gone. That's very much like our faith too, to be in the moment. Also, my patron saint is Saint Therese of Lisieux. Yeah, something that I always am reminded of is to do small things well, to do
Yeah.
them with grace. That's kind of what I try to do these days. I'm not saving lives or doing anything big, but every day I try to do the things I can for Joyce and to enjoy all the little moments with her.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great. Like living the duty of the moment as well as living in the presence of God out of love for God, which means that you can change diapers, you can breastfeed with the greatest love that you have, even though from the outside world, these are the things that people prefer not to do.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to bring my faith into this role as well.
Mhm.
Especially, at the beginning, it's hard. There's so many things to learn and it's very overwhelming and you're exhausted all the time. So if it wasn't for my faith, I think it would have made this role so much more challenging. And so something I try to do is I'm looking after the baby, especially like when I'm trying to get her down and it's been hours or those 3 a.m. feeds, those kind of things. I I try to fit in a rosary every day. And then also if I'm up at night while I'm feeding her, I like to do a chaplet.
Mhm.
7 minutes is about the time it takes to feed. And then and I get everything in.
Last time I got the chance to talk to Ken, his wife is expecting, so he will be a new father soon. And I talked to Simon. Simon's wife is expecting and going to be a new mother soon. So, what will be your word of advice as a new mother to the new mothers to be?
Just let things go. Don't try to plan so much and just simply stop and enjoy the moments. We don't have to get very strung up on some things. I mean, I know especially with breastfeeding now, people make it kind of like a must do. If you don't do it, you're a terrible person kind of thing. Don't let the media or whatever like other people are talking about influence you so much. At the end of the day, it's your family, and you do what you can in the moment to provide for them as best as you can. There's going to be so many times where you make mistakes and you don't do a perfect job, but that's okay
Mhm.
because you're human and your child is not going to suffer because of it. Let things go. Don't sweat the small things.
Thank you very much, Carmen, today to fit me in your breastfeeding schedule so
Oh,
that I
no,
can
thank
take
you.
this time to have a chat with you. And I'm sure all the other people will appreciate the time and what you have shared with them during this Ga Sai one-on-one. All the best for the journey of motherhood and enjoy the time with Joyce, as well as living the presence of God all the time. It's great to meet you and know about your journey. I like what you share about St. Therese of Lisieux, doing all the little things with the most love. This is how we can repay love by our love to God. Take
Great.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes,